funniest pets and people, a cat who's a party waiting to happen. A pig with a great short game. And a kid with a better backswing. A cat slides in safe. A doggy gets all wound up. And pin the tail on the floor. It's the show that will have you sick, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. Remember that work time can be playtime as long as you make everything fun. So play on, dudes, play on. For all of you who think professional ferret wrestling is fake, feast your eyes on these two competitors. I mean, sure, the outcome may be predetermined and they may adopt crazy names like Fabulously Funky Ferret and Ferociously Fabulous Ferret and go in for all sorts of crazy theatrics, but you know, when it comes down to it, these ferrets are amazing athletes. No matter how cute they are. Gimble's owner was always overwatering the lawn. Now, watering is great, but if you do it too much, your grass looks like this. So Gimble is trying to drink the water before it can get to the lawn. Unfortunately, no one is thirsty enough to save this patch. Not even Gimble. Danny Dane had the best set of choppers in town. Never has had so much as even a single cavity. But since his little buddy Hermie dreams of being a dentist, he doesn't mind getting the extra exams. Wow. If all Hermie's patients had teeth this clean, he'd have to go back to being a toy maker. Sure, the grip, the traction, and the neck strength are important elements in any tug-of-war match, but often what separates the winners from the losers is the trash talking. Oh yeah, and these guys are good. Now, the downside to having a magnetic personality is that everybody wants to pet you. The downside to having everyone pet you is that it causes static electricity. The downside of static electricity is that balloons stick to you. Wait a second. Always having a balloon stuck to you sure seems like a positive to me. Looks like this is one of those situations that has no downside. This is little Jimmy. Little Jimmy tests toys. Were it not for little Jimmy and his unselfish dedication to toy testing, little children all over the globe wouldn't know which side of the slide to go down. Is it better to slide down the stairs? Well, little Jimmy has found that not to be true. Is it better to slide down the curved slide part? Little Jimmy endorses that full-heartedly. Thank you, little Jimmy, from children and parents everywhere. And now it's time for reason number 43, why you should read the directions before operating any piece of equipment.
I can't see nothing. Oh. What am I doing wrong?
Look at the other way. The other way.
Oh, I took a picture of myself. All right, get up there, girl.
Remember, always read and follow label directions. Thank you. When I was a child, I thought as a child. But then there comes a time to put childish things aside.
Except for playing.
Mitzi felt he was too old for a babysitter. Mitzi felt he could babysit John all by himself. But you are a cat, Mitzi. So they're giving Mitzi a chance to prove herself. All she has to do is change John and get him ready for bed.
Kitty!
I'll call the sitter service. Now there seems to be a bit of confusion here. Does the tiger belong to the baby or the dog? It was really a lot simpler before the baby came. Anything on the floor belonged to Bowser. But now there is a pecking order. Some things on the floor were there for the dog, and some things on the floor were there for the baby. You know, a label maker might help. But until then, the dog is going to assume everything on the floor is his. They nicknamed him Cougar, bought him a set of clubs before he could walk, and took him to the driving range 7 days a week. At this rate, he'll be the next big golfing sensation, and money will come rolling in. Don't worry, Cougar. Your parents will still love you, even if you don't become a golf phenom. He couldn't put his finger on it, but this squirrel had the distinct feeling that he was being followed. And that millions of people were watching him. You know, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean people aren't following and watching you. Boom! John and Paul, Mick and Keith, and now the Canine and Tennille. Although they enjoyed some early success on college radio stations and the underground club circuit, they just never became a mainstream act. Some say it was because their lyrics were too hard to understand, while others felt it was because they didn't play any instruments. While in reality, a lot of it probably had to do with the fact that they were a dog and a kid in diapers. And now it is time for a visit with the world-renowned baby music critic.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm. Right. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Silent night.
Silent night, holy night. Oh, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a
And that concludes our visit with Baby Music Critic. Remember, the best way to ensure that you get the exact piece of cake that you want is to drool on it.
Good guy.
Oh yeah, that is so yours, Junior. Now this looks like a hybrid game of fetch, keep away, and frisbee. We call it Feppawaby. No matter what you call it, the dog is clearly winning. But you know, when it comes to having fun, they are both winners. Took a strict regimen of healthy foods, vitamins, and exercise to bring these following athletes to you. Oh yeah, it also took a camcorder. Man, this thing does everything. I mean, it's a slide, it's a fountain, it's a sprinkler, it's a statue, and if that were not enough, it is a state-of-the-art aqua canine gum massager. Oh yeah, all the cool doggy dentists are recommending it. I just wish they came in different colors. It may look like he is just going around in circles, but this is how Professor Hammy McHamster works things out in his head. Right now, he is calculating pi out to 20 digits, which comes out to be 3.141592653589793238846. Nice job, Hammy. Euclid would be proud. Hey, everybody, it's Frank the Chicken's 5th birthday party. And wouldn't you know it, the decorator didn't show. But that won't deter these chickens from throwing Frank the best darn birthday party ever. They're simply keeping things festive by running around the place with one balloon they were able to dig up. Hooray! 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 Check it out, a golfing pig. I guess that puts her somewhere between Arnold Ziffel and Arnold Palmer. Most dogs want to go for a walk, but Dario here would rather go for a spin any day of the week. And when he's finished, his owner will take him for a puke. Cowboy Johnson was pretty strict when it came to playing ball in the stable. So old Paint took the ball into the corral and had himself a grand old time. Now, if he could only convince Cowboy Johnson to play a little catch, buddy, his life would be perfect. Johnny is the world's only plumber dog. He can smell a small leak or a loose joint from a mile away. The Drakes knew they had a leak somewhere, but several plumbers were unable to pinpoint it. That's when they called Johnny. Wow, that didn't take long. Now, where exactly is the leak? You see, a lesser plumber would have simply pointed, but Johnny lives for this kind of stuff, folks. We let him fix it, but it's kind of hard to hold a wrench when you don't have any thumbs. Hey folks, here it comes. It's Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. Motherhood knows no species. If you are a mom, you are a mom. And seeing a helpless little kitten on the doghouse roof reminded Beulah that, in addition to being a world-class hunting dog, she was first and foremost a mom. Big Bernice has got rabbit in her blood, and that means she likes to run. So, to teach her to not escape anymore, they teamed her up with little Struther, the orneriest little dog in the Quad County area. Struther's only goal was for Big Bernice to get her mind right, but Big Bernice wasn't hearing him. Now, what we have here is a failure to articulate. Look at these little genies, all pretty and ready to grant some wishes. You know, I bet if that genie had one wish, it would be to get that ribbon out of her hair. Although he loves his new home and his new family, Barney is having a pretty hard time giving up his old job as a sled dog. You see, every time it snows, he just feels the uncontrollable urge to pull something, anything, even if he doesn't really get anywhere doing it. It is true, you can unhitch the dog from the sled, but you cannot unhitch the sled from the dog's heart. Donnie and Cammie are tree hunting. They were tired of the old neighborhood, and it is hard to find a place they both like. Cammie loves this place, and Donnie's not so sure. Cammie wants to move in right now. Donnie still thinks it's too small, and when Donnie doesn't get his way, he always throws a fit. Jake had tried every allergy medicine known to man, and nothing worked. Then his parents brought him home a little sister.
Happy. Oh, she just moved. Hunter, look at the baby.
Ever since, his sinuses have been a whole lot clearer.
Look at me, look at me. Are you okay?
Strongest stuff available without a prescription. It was Stacy's 21st birthday, the day she could finally choose her own hairstyle. Mommy couldn't tell her how to wear her hair anymore. Of course, sometimes the whole rebellion thing will backfire on you. Sometimes even at 21, you ought to listen to your mother. Suki knew to open the door, all you had to do was push. She'd seen them do it a million times, just push. But why wasn't it working? Maybe a little harder. Come on. Oh no, it was the other door that opened. You've heard of 3 coins in a fountain? Well, feast your eyes on 3 birds and a sprinkler. Now, they may not be old Blue Eyes, but their songs are just as smooth. I told you a magazine about supply-side economics aimed at children would put them to sleep, didn't I? Oh, they might feign a little interest at first, but only to show off to their friends. We're talking snooze fest, people. Kids and economics do not equal excitement. Now, Pinky's mom always told him that if you lay down with dogs, you're going to get fleas. But Pinky just wanted to be part of the pack. And look who has fleas now. When will everyone finally realize that most of the time, Mom is going to be right? Sorry, can't sit this one out. I say, everybody dance! How does Jimmy Mack stay so thin? Well, it's easy. Just look at his hooves. He's counting his calories as he eats. Oh, he's a smart one, that Jimmy Mack. And so svelte, too. It's the time of the year when a young squirrel's fancy turns to thoughts of romance. Male squirrels attempt to attract a mate by showing off their fantastic dancing ability. Maybe this guy should see if one of his friends could fix him up or something. Ever since they lined the bottom of his cage with pages from the Flash comic book, Binzer had been fascinated with the concept of speed. In fact, he'd hoped that if he moved fast enough, he might vibrate right through the cage wall. You see, birds really don't get comic books. While the chicken dance is always fun with a group, the parrot dance is all about the solo. Just bob your beak to the beat. Work it. Own it. There is no room for self-doubt in the parrot dance, people. There is only room for confidence. Don't parrot the parrot dance. Live the parrot dance. If someone were to ask Ross what he was most proud of, it would no doubt be his pin the tail on the donkey ability. Ross had mad skills. He dared anyone to try to get him so dizzy that he couldn't get the tail smack dab in the middle of that donkey. People came from all around, and no one could get him dizzy enough. No one until Marta. Ross finally met his match. What no one knew was whether Ross was dizzy from the spinning or dizzy from Marta. Maybe Ross really had met his match. The nice thing to say is these clips belong to everyone. Roquefort and Rizzo have been sharing an apartment for years. Still, sometimes they could get on each other's nerves, like when it came to decorating the place. Roquefort thinks the cardboard scraps should go on the east side. That way they can reflect the dawn. Rizzo thinks they should glow in a setting sun and thinks they should go on the west wall. Hey, Roquefort, I'm decorating here. I'm decorating here. Barbara loves the color red. That's why she has 2 Irish setters. Loves the red doggies. She also bought them both red dishes, red collars, and red leashes. This, of course, had the dogs seeing red as they each accused the other of using the other's leash. Now, right now, Barbara is at the pet store getting a different color bowl, collar, and leash. Just wonder which one is going to get pink. Do you know a funny pet or person? Are you a funny pet or person? Well, tape your pet or yourself doing something funny and send it to Funniest Pets and People, P.O. Box 7898, Burbank, California, 91505-9998. Make sure no animals or people are harmed in the making of your video, and please include your phone number. If we use it on the show, we'll send you $100 on a Funniest Pets and People t-shirt. These two did it absolutely the right way. They started out as like birds. They got to know each other, talked for hours, learned all they could about each other, and before you know it, they became lovebirds. See, when you start out as friends, your relationship has a much better chance of succeeding. So remember, start as like birds and gradually graduate to lovebirds. See you next time.